I'm happy to see also that China is becoming such a big driver of innovation, and customer expectations are growing monthly. We have always been at the forefront of AI technology. So I think the ultimate goal, level 4 for consumer vehicles.
Mobileye 是全球高级辅助驾驶系统和高等级驾驶自动化方案的头部供应商。从基于计算机视觉的基础 ADAS 到组合辅助驾驶平台 Mobileye Supervision， 再到能够实现消费级车辆驾驶员视觉脱离的有条件自动驾驶系统 Mobileye Chauffeur， 以及面向出行及服务的完全自动驾驶系统 Mobileye Drive。Mobileye 的全系列方案持续推动汽车驾驶自动化的进程。在 IAA Mobility 2025上呢，让我们深入了解一下 Mobileye 在通往完全自动驾驶的道路上又带来了哪些创新与突破。
So this is a VW ID bus, and it's actually a driverless vehicle. It has 4 seats for passengers. Now this vehicle is a level 4 vehicle equipped with our Mobileye drive system. So one of our key products is actually the imaging radars. The front imaging radar has 1,536 virtual channels, so you get a point cloud similar to one from a LiDAR. And then the 2 side imaging radars and in the rear, they are a bit smaller. They have 384 virtual channels, having these 5 imaging radars around the vehicles, giving you basically full surround radar vision. And it's a software-defined imaging radar, meaning during runtime, you can switch between ultra short-range mode, medium range, and long-range mode.
So, JJ, nice to meet you in Munich.
Nice meeting you. Morning.
In the IAA, what kind of new products and solution did Mobileye bring to the IAA this year?
So first of all, you see on stage right in front a Mobileye Drive equipped vehicle. It's the VW ID bus. This is with our latest and greatest Mobileye Drive system, a level 4 self-driving system. As you know, we have in our portfolio basically 6 different product categories. If we start on the right with my most complex, it's Mobileye Drive. Then we have Mobileye Chauffeur. In Mobileye Chauffeur, this is a level 3 up to highway speeds, eyes off. And then we have Supervision, which we have now in our latest generation, Supervision 62 with 2 IQ6 High. And this is a hands-off, eyes-on system. And then the 2 products on the ADAS side, it's basic ADAS and surround ADAS, meaning it's kind of like a 1V, 1R or 1V, like single front camera behind the windshield usually. And surround ADAS, it's now basically going to full surround, meaning 5 cameras or 6 or 7, sometimes also equipped with radars. But basically our whole family of 6 product lines is now IQ6 based. So regular ADAS is IQ6 Lite, surround ADAS is 1 IQ6 High, and then Supervision, Chauffeur and Drive are 2 IQ6 High, 3 IQ6 High, 4 IQ6 High. Yeah. And with this, we have the whole product portfolio.
How will you allocate the different resources because you have all of them?
Yes, it's a very good question. I mean, we are now, in the meantime, let's say a company of about 4,000 employees. If I look at these 6 product lines, there are a lot of synergies across the board. Basically goes across the board into all of the products. As we are adding fusion with multi-sensors, with vision and radar, and vision and imaging radar, and vision and imaging radar and LiDARs, there are a lot of core technologies which are identical and then just building on top of each other. It's actually great to see how these products, let's say, go together with a lot of synergies and then building on top of each other, like building blocks.
Yeah. Now on the one side, we see there is 6 different products on the shelf and on the market. Actually, if you see from a global perspective, every market is quite unique, I should say that. So from your perspective, what's the differences between, for example, the United States, China, and Southeast Asia or other regions? How about the development of the intelligent driving and how you match the product to each region?
Yeah. So also a very good question. I think the biggest difference is in what standard equipment, in which markets. Like for example, you see the US, you see China, they are usually like more advanced. They are taking, higher end systems already, as standard equipment.
Yeah.
Also based on the, let's say, demand and the, let's say, market perception and how innovative customers are and the openness and willingness to either pay for a product or actually use them. I mean, you look at China, high-end parking is like super critical.
Yeah, definitely.
Like country and region where you can almost not bring a vehicle to the market if it doesn't have, like a Supervision 62 product with 11 cameras and 5 radars or even an imaging radar. So the urban dense space and also the expectations from customers, they want to go to the vehicle, push a button and let the car drive you from A to B or do the parking for you and so on. And similar in the US. In Europe, it's more, let's say, tailored towards having now either a regular ADAS or a premium/surround ADAS, kind of a 1V or 5V, 5R. The V stands for cameras, R for radars, and have that as a baseline, and then let customers pay for the upgrade, whether it's then for supervision, for chauffeur, and that's mainly the driver. So customer expectations, but also willingness to pay and willingness to actually use these functions. I'm happy to see also that China is like becoming such a big driver of innovation, and customer expectations are growing monthly.
Is there any common challenge you are facing in different markets?
Yeah. So I think what's in common is that once people like activate these functions, especially when you get into the level 2++, hands-off space, people expect, the car to drive safely.
Oh.
It's not a level 4 system, right? I mean, it's still eyes on, you have to pay attention. There's a driver monitoring system, that the eyes are on the road. Europe has another complexity with the regulation. Regulation here doesn't allow, for these functions. It's allowed with like a driver confirmation.
I have a higher expectation than ADAS itself, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's a smart car, right?
Exactly.
Even I know it's not smart as a L4, but
Yeah.
I have higher expectation for that.
Yeah, exactly.
How does Mobileye leverage AI capability?
So it's everywhere. There we have invented kind of a new methodology. We call it ACI. So it's an artificial community intelligence based on self-play and simulation and actually training based on billions of hours of let's say generative AI training data. So it's deep insight, both the perception stack and the driving policy stack on the product side. Then we use AI heavily in our mapping.
How do you view the competition?
Yeah, so first of all, actually we are very happy and very proud of we are now, at about 500 petabyte of data, and that's a lot, yeah, and that is in the cloud, accessible. And just thinking back, even just like 3 years ago, it was only about 200 petabytes. So it has more than doubled actually in the past few years. Of course, competition is growing, but we actually see this as something positive. Because even if you look at, let's say, the success of Tesla, going from autopilot to FSD and so on, it actually has helped creating demand. Let's say, putting people's attention on these capabilities, it has created demand also among OEMs. Because now everyone wants to have, similar solutions, and they come to Mobileye and asking for basically getting the same or even better solutions for worldwide. We think it is important that our systems are scalable and our systems are working everywhere, and we can actually help our customers, because also for them it's actually much more difficult to now integrate a specific solution in China, a different solution in the US, a different solution in Europe. As an OEM, the integration is so hard to integrate all the hardware and the software and making it all, work safely and securely with cybersecurity. And
safety, of course, is always on the top priority. So we Mobileye to focus the promoting adoption of this intelligent driving. How will you guarantee the safety, and also you can meet all the regulation in different regions?
So there are different layers in terms of safety. Of course, it starts with the basic, let's say, ISO 26262, functional safety, and the whole management behind it, including like SOTIF, and this is like ISO 21448, and this is all, let's say, kind of the approach. And then, of course, you have the software side and how you actually build safety into your overall software architecture. And on that side, we have invented something we call RSS, our responsibility sensitive safety.
From your imagination, what's the future of ultimate mobility?
Yes. So I think the ultimate goal, so level 4 for consumer vehicles. So think about, what we see outside, level 4 robotaxi, this beautiful ID bus with our self-driving system stack. This is for fleets. But now imagine that we can bring this technology, which is of course still very expensive now, also because of low volumes, but as we, let's say, refine the technology and bring the cost down, bring the price down, if you think about this stack, being in the region of, let's say, $5,000 or so, you could think about, premium vehicles and luxury vehicles first, and then it will go down, as having actually a level 4 solution in regular consumer vehicles. You can buy or you can lease. I mean, if that point, or once that point comes, that you can actually have a vehicle in your garage, with a built-in chauffeur, people actually will have the choice to buy or own such level 4 consumer vehicles, which might not even have a steering wheel and pedals anymore. This vehicle without steering wheel and pedals, it's like a room which you can fill with different types of interior equipment. I actually can see a future where automotive, brands, they will partner with, furniture companies and brands, they will partner with interior designers, and create this space. Think about it to be maybe an office on wheels, maybe a lounge on wheels, maybe a musical hall with a beautiful musical sound system on wheels, maybe a movie theater with a huge screen instead of a windshield on wheels. Because at the end, the driving task is done by the built-in digital driver inside these vehicles. So this is, I think, where it all will go.
Wow. What's the timetable for that?
In the next 10 to 20 years, we will see this, coming.
Okay, looking forward to that too. Thank you for your time.